And ahoy gamers, and welcome back to Lord of the Rings Online as we're playing through on, well, slow time. Me and Mrs. Rothmer.
Hello.
I'm playing through as a warden. There we go. So playing through as a warden, and Mrs. Rothmer is playing as a lawmaster. You can see here, we've just made our way into Bree itself. We've just fast travelled all the way from Ered Luin, which is way over here in the west, all the way to Bree, and here we are.
It's very pretty.
We're going to follow the main storyline. So our main storyline requires us to go and talk to Barleyman Butterbar. He is up here in the town. So this guy has a quest for us. So no time for taunts. You have the look of an adventurer about you. Friend, if that be so, the people of Breland have need of your strength and your cunning, your wit and your wisdom.
They don't know us very well.
No,
We're not very wise.
There was a time I would send you to the Mayor of Bree, the better for you to become acclimated to our town. But that time is past. Too many dangers press in upon us for you to spend your time chatting with the town officials. Too many villains threaten the good folk of Breeland for you to tour the city. Already I have used up too much of your time in conversation when you could be helping good people who need the assistance. If there is one man who knows everything that happens in Breeland, that man is surely Barleyman Butterbar, the proprietor of the Prancing Pony. He hears all that goes on, and doesn't say and then the real test will be stifling through his speech what needs doing first. But I am sure you'll be up to the challenge. Find him in the Prancing Pony, atop the hill, northern side of Bree. He'll tell you where you might want to start helping the people of Breeland. Okay. So Breeland, Bree itself is split up into a number of different areas. You've got kind of like some crafting areas to the north, the banks here. You've got the skilling area, which is about here-ish, because there's a jail just here. There's a skiller here. You've got a reputation camp for the Mathorm Society and for the Men of Bree. You've got the southern gate, which you have the skirmish camp. You've got the auction house down here, and this stable master for southern Bree. So the one in the west Bree takes you north and west and south of Bree. So if you look at here, it takes you up north to the northern downs to Fornost, takes you south towards Cardolan and Farbad, then takes you west towards Hobbiton, the Shire, Yondershire, Evendim, and Ered Luin. But the one to the east is the big one. The one south of Bree, because that lets you go everywhere else. Places like the Angmar, to Troll Shores, to Rivendell, to Moria, to Isengard and Theory, to Rohan, to Gondor, to Mordor, to Umbar, to...
Do you mean everywhere?
Yeah, it means everywhere. Yeah. So if you come to town, always try and grab both stable masters. So wherever you go in the world, you can probably travel back to Bree. And you may as well go on your horsey, because I run very fast.
You do.
So I have this forced march, which is one of the just normal skills you get for a warden.
But the sad part is, even on my horse, I'm not that fast.
You're technically... Are you fast?
No.
No, you're not. You're 6% slower than me. There is a festival going on at the moment. So we're recording this the morning of this going live. That's what I'm trying to do now to give myself a little peace of mind. I'm recording the morning of. So the Breeland Festival is happening. We're not going to do the festival. I don't really like the little festivals. I'm sure they're fun, but I've never really done them. So here we are.
You're not a festival kind of guy.
Got drunken revelers dancing on tables. Got minstrel, trainer in the corner.
A healer, apparently.
Yeah, got a barber.
I'm sure healing just means giving you beer.
No, it's actually... No, don't need to go there. So, we've got a few quests to hand in. So no time for tours. This is one we just got. So, hello and welcome to the Prancing Pony, the pride of Breetown and the surrounding lands. Are you here for news of our nutrition? We have both, and plenty to spare. You're an adventurer, unless I miss my mark, and that happens but rarely. So it's news then. There is no shortage of that. I'll tell you truly, and most of it bad. Listen well. I'm reading fine. You just did weird hand signals, gestures at me. This is fine.
No, I was going, why is it so small?
Listen well, my friend. You will hear some of what ails us in Breeland. Investigate some of these leads, and you will find adventurers wherever you go. And
But what if we don't want to?
yeah, well, we're playing a game to play adventures. If we wanted to play something that didn't have adventures, we'd play, I don't know,
No, someone comes up to us wanting to be friends, like, nope, no, thank you.
we'll play something like Return to Moria, which has no story. Investigate some of these lands, and you'll find adventures wherever you go, and turn some of the bad news to good. Scrub it down. My friend Adso Haybank is a hobbit, a good sort, and he dreams of building an inn upon the west road of Bree.
Oh.
No easy task that. Take it from one who knows. But I wish him well, and have done what I can. Okay, I'm just gonna skip. This is just telling us to go talk to people.
Yeah, he's just trying to tell us to make friends, but we don't want to make friends.
Right, this is the main story. Prologue, the one called Strider. Who was that you were looking for? Oh, Strider, yes. Well, not that is my business, but I wouldn't go near that ranger out of the wild. He's a strange one. Not that he can't tell a rouse and tell when he's of a mind.
Basically, when he's not drunk, then.
He doesn't seem like a guy that gets drunk very often.
I don't know, he might do.
Where it's clear you've no mind to listen to me. Strider keeps to himself mostly. From the common room, turn left down the hall and keep on until you can only go right. Follow straight down that hall until you're at the foot of some stairs. Strider's is in the room to the right of the stairs. Now I've got paying guests to attend to and no time to be chatting. Okay, that's a bit rude. So now we have got the next quest. So you handed that quest in. So the next quest. Forward. An unwanted guest.
Who's the unwanted guest, Strider or us?
Probably us.
Yeah.
So many people coming and going these days. There is one guest though I'd rather do without. But Coin keeps a room and he comes with coin enough to pay a bill. Rudin sort. He likes the darker corners of the inn and speaks to no one. Speaks to none. Should say none. Most people are a bit afraid of his ilk. Barleyman lowers his voice. He's one of them. Rangers.
Calls himself Strider.
Calls them stealth.
Calls himself Strider.
From the common room turned. Okay, he's going to tell us where it is. Fine.
Okay, we already got that bit.
And he's got another quest here called Filled to the Brim. We're not going to do this because this is one of the summer quests. So we're not going to do Filled to the Brim.
Okay.
So, where did he say? So, go to the common room.
We'll go back to a minute, like we lost it.
Turn left. I know where the room is. Turn left. So, this is the common room here. Turn right at the common room.
Oops.
And then just before the stairs, turn right. Which is correct because it's called Strider's room. Just here. I'm presuming I've just lost you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
This way. And into Strider's room. Enemy is on the move. All should be prepared for dark days ahead. So, unwanted guest. Wait, I know you. Though we have never met.
Yeah, how does he know us?
I don't know. Psychic.
Maybe.
You and I shared the same roof during my childhood. Though you slept a dreamless sleep, recovered from a wound sustained long ago. Oh yeah, because he lived in Rivendell.
Yeah, I forgot that we were sleeping for a very long time.
Yeah. So that's why. It
In
is
other words,
good.
he just looked at us whilst we slept.
Yeah, he's a bit strange.
He's a bit creep.
He should
Bit
be
creep.
renamed as Stalker, not Strider.
Agreed.
It is good to see that the administrations of Elrond have saved your life, at long last. But there are grim days ahead of us. The Blackwold Brigands have been broken, and Skulgrim Darrowhand has fled from Ered Luin. But my companion, Amdir, has become a creature of evil and means us harm.
That's mean.
So Amdir's another if you do the starting area for humans, or some hobbits can start in Bree. If you do the starting area, you learn about Amdir. He's just a ranger who gets stabbed by a Morgul blade and he becomes a Morgul host. Has become a creature of evil and means us harm. There are many tangled threads here and I will need your help if we are to unravel them.
There was little
The,
time to waste.
the Dowhand's lord fled to Breeland after his defeat, and, not by mere chance, I see the hand of the captain of the Nine in all of these affairs. Which is obviously one of the Nazgûl. In the west, in the Shire, and in Breeland. We must unravel the thread of his plan, and I believe I know how. To the east of Bree, there is a Blackwold camp, which is a load of brigands, which my men have been watching closely. A shadow has recently spread across the camp. I believe that it is here that Amdir has gone, and his dwarf lord as well. There we must go, and there we must end Amdir's life, if he can still be called living. We will wait for nightfall, and then make our move against the Blackwolves. Speak with me again when you are ready to depart. Okay.
Okay.
You set to that quest? Okay, you're ready
I'm
to go.
set.
Are you
This
ready
is
to
travel
leave?
now.
Are you prepared to travel yet? If so, then come nightfall, we will move against the camp where Amdir and the Dwarf Lord have gone into hiding.
Let's
Let's
go.
travel.
To be honest, in his room it only does look like nightfall.
Strider and the Rangers pursue their fallen brother Amdir to the Blackwolves camp. But not all is as it seems.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. So, not always as it seems. So we're down here in the southeast of Bree. There's a little brigade camp down here. We will cover the lore of this place at some point, just not right now. We'll carry on speaking about lore later on.
There is evil afoot.
Can you feel a chill in the air? It is not natural cold, but the chill of fear of evil. I doubt. Not that Amdir is here, but there is a greater evil as well. We should split our strength for the good of Middle-earth. None can be allowed to escape. Lenglin and I will look for another way inside, while you and
Torthan?
Torfan search for Amdir. We must be quick now, before the evil bursts forth from here and threatens all of Breeland.
Okay.
It's time for us to act.
So we're following Torthan,
Yes.
wherever he decides to go. Hopefully he's not following us.
Yeah, he's got a shield above his head. Follow the shield.
Okay.
You can see the shield, good.
I can.
I've got shields, they're multiplying.
Little Dunedainian Rangers.
Dunedainian Rangers.
The Dunedain.
Okay. Go on, Torfan.
You gonna do something?
There we go.
There we
Let's
go.
talk to him.
Are you
Come with
ready?
me, you will see a land of pure imagination.
Well, technically, yes. Just Tolkien's imagination.
It is time to deal with Amdir and these brigands. If Amdir escapes, it could spell doom for Middle-earth.
Is that how he said it?
He did, yeah.
Exactly like that.
He likes to personify doom and anger. Wait, someone's coming. Let us see who it is.
Oh, that's
These are the
not-
Black Worlds.
So we're
What
gonna.
are those things? That dwarf has gone mad. Get the brigands. So I don't have my add-on at the moment. Well, I could just load it back up, but I've got enough. I understand my skills enough, so I probably would. I'll load it at some point. So we found Ost Baranor. So I'm going to let you deal some of the fighting while I quickly load up Ost Baranor. What's so special about Ost Baranor?
I've got in and use a stun. Oh, that did well.
To Ost Baranor. The ruins of Ost Baranor mark the place where yet another tower of the North Kingdom once stood. So apparently there used to be a defensive tower here, but is now faded into memory. The worn but noble visage engraved in the statue. Apparently the statue here. Okay, I do know where the statue is actually. I'll show you in a second. But the worn but noble visage engraved into the statue you discovered belongs to Aranath, the first chieftain of the Dunedain, after the fall of Arthedain. So Arthedain was the faction that owned. So there was 3 realms. You had the
What
yeah, it's fine. You carry on. So you had Arnor up here in the northwest. You had the Arthedain, which is down to the south, and you had it was beginning with a D. They were like wild men that were in the northeast of Eriador, because this whole area was split up into 3. So Arthedain were the predecessors of the Dunedain, and they owned essentially Breeland to the south, kind of like in a square like this. This is the kind of area they owned. So they owned Farbad and Cardamom. So the statue was probably created sometime after the wars, that destroyed the Old Kingdom. So the kingdom was destroyed by Angmar and the Witch King when they decided to take over this land. Most likely, so this statue is most likely made by the Rangers who hold Aranath in great reverence. So Aranath was obviously being their leader. It is in good repair, suggesting that they tend to this daily. The memories of the Dunedain are long, and their respect for the dead bolds an accession at times.
Silently now.
So that's the lore of this place. It used to be an old camp, and I'll show you the statue in a second. Right. Unraveling the thread. Down there, in the southern corner of the camp, the source of the Blackwell's fear is there.
Come. Okay. Let's go.
Let's see about this gate.
It's a gate. It's a nice gate.
So the statue's just here. We can actually just go straight to the statue now. If you follow me, you can right-click the statue. It's a lore item.
Okay.
So it's a fine statue of Dunedain craft, surprisingly well kept amongst these ancient ruins. You should probably go help our buddy now. That's
We kind of left him, yeah.
yeah. Oh, he's got plenty of health. This is fine. I didn't know you can actually interact with those things while on a mission, so we actually don't need to come back down here because there's no other quests that bring you here.
Okay.
Oh look, it's the short guy, Skorgrim.
Should we hurt him?
Oh, I hope we hurt him.
I want to.
He's a bit naughty.
He did hurt us. I'm on the other side.
Now to deal with you, Ranger. I have other business to deal with. So apparently we're gonna have to deal with his servants. It looks like you're dealing with the servants.
Apparently, yeah.
Don't worry, it's all white. Did you get it? Because we killed a barrel white.
Oh, goodness. Not the puns.
So we've got a new deed for White Slayer, and you've got Law of the Cardinal Prince. This is for killing whites in this area. The greatest evils are behind the gate. Rest now. I don't need to rest.
Stay a
I'm
moment.
good.
Who was that dwarf, and what power has he to command
Do you even
whites?
know who Skorgrim is?
I don't think this guy knows much, to be honest.
No.
The
just
Black
knows
Walls were in
Nash kill
terror.
things.
He does. Yeah. The Black Walls were in terror of that creature, it's certain. But I still sense something greater still in these ruins. And where is Abdir? Perhaps beyond that gate. Do not lose your nerve.
I haven't.
No, I haven't either. This is a video game. I don't tend to lose nerves on video games. The only things I lose nerves on is Mrs Rothmer. Because you get on my last of them. That's a joke. We're happily together.
We are.
But we're happy. One of us is happy.
We both are. Oh, hello.
Amdir is
I bet it would
now
be directed something.
servant of the Great Eye. Now, Amdir, take on the robes of Kargul, the false sworn. Okay. Fools, you are too late. Amdir's change is nearly complete. Come, brethren, we must leave. Now is not the time for such a fight. We leave Amdir and these fools in the care of Ergon. Ergan. But there's... Looks like the other ranger's just going to run away. Well, Ergan didn't stand much of a chance. Here's Mr. Amdir.
Right.
You are late. I am Kargul. I serve the Great Eye. His robes look so cool.
They do.
He growled at me like a dog. I'm sorry, Amdir, but be at peace.
It's a sorry day.
It is a day both dreary and joyous. It grieves me that we were forced to slay Amdir, but a relief that he should now know peace. I will lead you back to Strider. I will return to my camp.
Okay.
It's a sorry.
Abby, let's just go.
The Nazgul have crossed the Eisen and are heading for the Shire. The hobbits must be quick-footed enough to escape the wrath of the Nine. And we can only hope that Frodo slips through the traps of the enemy.
Thank you again, narrator. That's very useful lore. Right, Strider, what have you got for us? So we can finish... No, don't want to click that one. So we're now starting the main
That's
story.
from there.
So all of this story is kind of... All the starting stories come here. They all learn that bit of lore. Then you start the main story, which is book 1, chapter 1, Unveiling the Thread. Which is obviously that mission. It grieves my heart that the enemy was able to turn Amdir, thus.
Although he did look cool.
He did look cool, yeah, you're right. He was my friend and kinsman. My people will remember him as the man he once was. Good and noble. It troubles me that the Nazgul have crossed the river and moved into Breeland. At just this time, there are events in motion that could determine the fate of Middle-earth. If you're able and willing, I may have another task for you.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll help you, I guess.
I
You've
have
got
a
nothing
task
better
for
to do.
you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I am curious to know who the dwarf you encountered at Blackwell's camp was.
We know who he was.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, he's a naughty boy. Dwarves are by nature honourable and cannot be dominated by the will of any. Why this one would serve the enemy I cannot say. Worse yet is the appearance of the Nazgul. I must go to the East Road, for I am expecting some travellers, and now fear they may be in danger.
I wonder which travellers he's on about.
It's probably John and Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, the well-known John and Steve duo.
Yeah.
Just random names came in my head. Would you travel to Coombe? Or Combe? Coombe?
Coombe?
I'm going to call it Coombe.
Yeah.
And speak to a constable there, named Underhill.
Oh no.
You may know him already. Stout little fellow who loiters around the town centre. You may suggest to Underhill that he investigate the Blackwold's old hideout. When that is done, return here with your report. If perchance I am not here, assume the worst.
Okay.
He's going to teleport us there.
What road did you
Cool.
take, Frodo? The ringwraiths ride openly in the Shire, but there are places which are even more terrible and dangerous. If you choose the path I fear, search for the light in the darkness.
What roads did you take, Frodo? Gah! Naughty.
Naughty.
They
Big naughty.
They didn't stay on the road. They went into the Barrow Downs and got kidnapped by the...
Kidnapped?
Kidnapped, yeah. Or hobbit-napped by the Barrow White... What's the Barrow White's name? I don't have the finger. Is it Sandburg? Or Sandborg? This guy's here. Arrow Farm, this slug squisher. He's squished many slugs in his time, I bet.
He's very threatening to slugs.
Yeah, he's very scary. He was also max level. Right, Constable Underhill, here he is. So we are now just to the northeast of town. This will be the last of kind of teleporting around, because this was a bit unnerving, a bit annoying when you've originally played the game, because you just have to run back and forth, back and forth. We look on the map here, and we've got no time for tours. The 3 people we have to speak to. If you look on the map, so just to the north, there's a lumber camp.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Adso's camp. You've got over here, we've got Buckland.
And obviously Coombe.
Buckland. We're not going to do the quest in Coombe. They're not going to help us at all. So we're going to talk to him.
Good day.
Ah, hello there. Is there something I can help you with? The Blackwolds have been broken and scattered, you say. This is good news for Coombe. So this Ranger Strider thinks we should investigate Skunkwood's old hideout? Well now, I'm not sure of that. It's not a safe place, I hear. So you actually clear this hideout in another mission before you go and speak to Strider. If you play as the starting area of the humans.
Okay.
Well, I suppose you're right. I make sure those Blackwolds aren't hiding in that cave of theirs again, mustering their strength, but I'll want some help. Will you travel with me to Skunkwood's old hideout? It's south of the guardhouse at the northeast end of Staddle Pond, near Staddle Falls. If they are gathering there, I will need help driving them out again. When you are ready, come back and we'll go together to the old hideout.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Travel now.
There.
You got this quest? Okay, let's travel.
Amdir's defeat
Oh, hello.
shattered the back of the Black Walls.
I'm not gonna lie, the constable is not very threatening.
Unsolved.
No, he's not at all.
I feel like he's gonna stand back and make us fight, and he's just gonna take the credit.
He probably will. He probably will. So what's this? I'm trying to remember what this place is called. Blackwold Cave? So that's, if you want to do this first part of the quest, you can read.
Goodness.
Goodness, this place is quiet as a tomb. I wish we could just say all was peaceful and leave. But I suppose we need to do a better job of it than that. Alright, no use putting off what must be done. Come along, and make sure you have your blade at the ready, in case we run into any trouble.
Awesome.
I
Right.
have a feeling we're going to run into trouble, because, I'm not going to lie, the bones behind you kind of suggest we might.
They're only skulls. This is
They
fine.
decorate, they're for decorations
Decorative, yeah.
only. They're not even human skulls.
Right, let's just follow him. See where he takes us.
To do with these little creatures.
There's a Neckerbreakers.
Neckerbreaker. The constable's struggling a bit.
He's okay. He's having a good time.
He was doing something. Why has he got a key?
I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure out what this cave's called. Because I know this cave has some lore. I'm trying to figure out where it is. But I can't find any lore on this. So what if you see anything above his head, if you read it out while I look on my second screen.
Let's press on. He's regretting his decisions to come here, but he's realising we can't really turn back now.
He is a bit of a scaredy cat.
He is. He's trying to sound brave, but he's just not. He's not brave at all. Where are you going now, Underhill?
Under the hill went far away. That's what Bilbo Baggins would say. That should be a song. I think we're in Chetwood, aren't we? I'm not
I
really...
hope that was the last of them. Are we going to keep going, Mr. Underhill? Let's press on.
Yeah, he's
He
trying
takes the minute. He's scared. He's scared. Also, I finally found someone who I'm faster than.
That's true. I'm still very fast. So when we get out here, we've got a bit of lore for Coon. They also got a bit of lore for actually this zone as well, which we'll go through, which is very nice.
What horrid creatures. You have one chance to beg for my forgiveness. Who? Who are you?
Oh, there's the Dow hands over here.
The right hand will not have you. They did that too fast. Right, I see something ahead. But I don't want to be quiet.
There you go.
Let's wait here a moment to see what happens. I'm just going to watch someone die.
This is your chance. Swear fealty to Angemar once. Never. Then die. Ooh woo. I mean,
Wrong one. My lord, intruders. Deal with them.
Skorgrim must know us by our first names now. Surely. The amount of times we bumped into him.
Probably has nicknames. We're probably that close. Bestie level.
But we've got Raven, which is your Raven. And then we've got Pookie, which is my character.
Can't you
Yeah,
leave
who
me
are
to
you?
my misery?
That's what I said, Pookie. You can read this if you want.
You couldn't have come a moment earlier, could you? After that dwarf struck me, though. Maybe. Oh well, suppose that's just the way of it. First it was the Eogen, I'm guessing. Saying that we pleaded to Angmar. We'd be mad rich. Well, that all fell apart. A few of us decided we didn't want anything to do with Angmar anymore. We started talking to some new fellows. Men who came up from the south. An ugly bunch. They were, but at least they didn't seem likely to go raising free spirits of some such on us. Seems though Angmar didn't like the protest. Seems like Angmar didn't like the prospect of us leaving them. That dwarf came along, and you see how that ended. Now I suppose the Black Worlds are at their end.
Okay, let's continue. What noise did you make? Okay. Oh, I want to suck the blood. Alright, let's go find the constable. There he is. Oh, that guy's had a bad day. If you had a bad day... But I have no idea how he escaped this place. We will never follow him now. Well, it seems that strange dwarf escaped. How he got out of here is a mystery to me, and from what you said of the brigand's tale, that
Did
dwarf...
we?
Yeah, we just told him. Telepathically. That dwarf is one we should have been worried about, not these Black Worlds. Well, I suppose the Black Worlds are truly broken now, but for some reason I still don't feel safe. Well, there's not much we can do here. You'd best take the tidings back to your ranger friend in Bree. And then we'll talk to him again. It's best that we leave this place.
The rangers which once guarded the borders of the Shire have been scattered or slain. Frodo has left the Shire, but great perils await him in Bree. I am too late. Someone must find him before the Nazgûl.
So that I think the narrator is trying to be Gandalf. So I did read the lore for this town. It just says that Coombe is one of 4 towns around Bree, including Archet, Staddle, and there's another town somewhere. I can't remember where it was. But yeah, let's continue the story, I guess. That's a
Hello
good show indeed. You sure showed those Blackworld rascals what for. Got a new item here. Got, I guess not very good, but we'll go for it.
Yep.
Might have a
Good day
word
to
with
you. What are you still doing about here? Those Blackworlds are gone and likely for good. That strange dwarf might still be around, but I'd wager he went on to somewhere a bit more interesting. You should take that news on to your friend Strider in Breetown if he sent you out here. He likely wants to know what we have found. He'd probably be at the Prancing Pony. Those rangers sure like their beer, and the pony has the best. Thank you for your help, but there's no use worrying about brigands around here anymore. Now we can teleport again. Teleportation with ninjas. So now we're in Bree. That's what is Bree's law. So Bree. So it is once that it was said to have been founded by men who did not make it to Beleriand in the First Age. Law time. So, this whole area of men. So you had middlemen. So essentially, men are split into two races, two parts of men. You've got those of Numenorean descent, who are essentially now mostly rangers, and there's some down in Umbar. You go to Umbar, there is this city here. One of these cities down here. There's a city in Umbar who I think it is this one, which has the Black Numenoreans, which is the evil descent of the Numenoreans from Numenor. Which, if you watch the amazing series of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, I say that in jest, it's not that great. You do see Numenor there. So Numenor are the original humans, or the godlike humans,
The Numenoreans,
which are split into two. You've got Black Numenoreans who fight for evil, who are based in Umbar, and then you've got the actual Numenoreans who are the Rangers now. Of the descent, or mainly the descent of of Arnor / the Numenoreans have become Dunedain. But there
Well,
are
you know who the first king of the Numenoreans was, don't you?
uh,
Elros.
oh yeah, the son of Elrond.
No, his twin brother.
Yeah, no, I mean
His twin brother.
that's why Aragorn. No, yeah, Aragorn. So Elrond. Huge tangent here. It's Elrond and Elros. They were descendants of Bran and Luthien.
Yep.
And their entire bloodline are the only elves in the lore that are able to choose their own
Able to choose
fate.
mortality.
So they can choose to give up their elvish side and become mortal. So Elrond kept his mortal side, kept his elvish side and became immortal. Whereas Elros, his brother, twin brother, decided to take his mortal side, became human, in quote unquote, and
He
became the first
king of Numenor.
started the bloodline. That's why Arwen has the decision when she marries Aragorn to remove her immortality.
Yeah.
She chooses to spend her life with Aragorn.
Not just that though, it's also where they would go in their passing. Because of where men go in their passing. So she would be with him, even though it was uncertain. She could be with Aragorn even in death.
Okay, fine.
Because elves and men go to two different forms when they pass.
So we'll carry on talking about the middlemen then. So you've
Tangent over.
It's a very big tangent. So the middlemen are the men that were of Middle Earth. So they weren't descendant from Numenoreans. They're just normal men. And during the First Age, just to the west here, you had Beleriand, which was a huge landmass. And essentially, men and elves travelled from... Because men and elves were born in the eastern region, which is off the map here, to the right of Rune. They kind of started over here, and they slowly migrated to the west. And they obviously never made it to Beleriand, which is the biggest region, where all of the major elves of the First Age all lived. She had Gondolin, which is the big main city. She had many cities. I can only remember Gondolin off the top of my head.
Put you on the spot here.
So the middlemen, they essentially stayed in the middle, which is this area here. Eriador, Rohan, which is essentially... which is Eriador, Rovanian and Rohan, Gondor. Rohan didn't exist back then anyway.
No.
Just had Eriador, which is kind of the only place that existed. So they just settled halfway towards Beleriand, which is this huge area to the west. So I'll carry on this.
Tangent over.
Tangent over. It was said to have
But
been
there's so much lore here.
yeah. So it's said to have been founded by men who did not make it to Beleriand in the First Age. Having forsaken their relatives, who would have become the Edain, they remained in Eriador. So once again, the Edain are the Numenorians, essentially. I don't think they can use the word Numenorians in this, because this game only has the rights to Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit does not have the rights to the Silmarillion. Silmarillion mention the Numenorians, but don't mention... but they're not... Lord of the Rings and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit don't mention Numenorians,
No.
so they have to call them Edains. Same as in the Rings of Power, there's a lot of mentions into things in the First Age that they can't name Sauron by his actual name.
Yeah.
Iluvatar. They can't call it. Is Iluvatar? No, Iluvatar's a
So
Valar.
it's either they can't call him they call him a giver of gifts instead of Lord of Gifts or something like that.
And they can't call him by his actual name because those are works in the Silmarillion, not in Fellowship and the Hobbits. They have to rename him. Same as in Lord of the Rings name online, they have to rename Sauron. Which when you do the story in Mosswood down here in Swanfleet, when you do the main story and you go to Caras Gelebren, and you've got a story arc there. It talks about Sauron when he went to Numenor, and then when we made the extra rings, it has him by his fake name.
Yeah.
So the Edain, which are essentially Numenorians, they remained in Eriador. After the Kingdom of Cardolan collapsed with the War of Angmar, so these are the three factions. You had Arnor to the northwest. You had some to the northeast. Then you to the south, you had Cardolan, which is obviously what this area is called, named after. That is the other faction. After the Kingdom Cardolan collapsed with Angmar, Bree became an independent city without any central authority or government. So for some reason, in the wars against Angmar just left Bree. They left Farbad. They left the city of Herne, which was kind of a small town, but they essentially left all of this place to the south. So everything in Cardolan
Kinda
they
left
left.
it to its own
They
devices,
left
basically.
Breeland. They just essentially moved south, destroyed Amun Sol, which is here, which is the Weathertop. Destroyed this. No, actually, no, he didn't destroy this. He just essentially moved south. He didn't attack Bree for some reason, but he went to the Northern Downs. Barrow Downs here, because this is where they buried all the dead, and he raised the dead up. But anyway, that's what's about. Not long ago, Frodo Baggins, Underhill, and the three hobbits of the Fellowship, riding a prancing pony, met a stranger named Strider. Hastily set off the days after an eventful night. Now, characters of the new Middle-earth will do their best to support the Fellowship on their quest. Okay, so fine. It just tells us that Bree land was from Cardolan.
And it's now a separate entity,
Yeah.
basically, to all to itself.
So we had a slight tangent there, talking about
A slight one.
slightly different lore. But hey,
But it's fun.
this is what we're here for. We just talk about lore.
This is the stuff we know, so we talk about it.
Stuff that we geek over.
Yeah, this is very true.
So we're going to go back and see if we can talk to Strider. Aragoon. Or more like he's gone, because he's not here anymore. Isn't it? No, he is still here. Okay, he won't be here later.
We must move quickly.
You able to find the route? Next. There we go. You
I
have
did quite well there.
You have returned, and just in time. Much has happened since you left, but I have little time to relate it. The tidings you have brought me will be great use to my men here in Breeland, but there is a more immediate threat we must deal with now. While you were away, those same Nazgul you saw with Amdir attacked the pony. Nay. They were in search of travellers. I had been awaiting 4 hobbits from the Shire. I cannot tell you why they had such interest in my companions, but I can tell you that I will have need of your help again.
Sure.
Need your
Well,
aid.
both of you...
Why both you and I have seen 5 Nazgul.
So I was reading that wrong, so I was like, there's 2 of us. Why is it referring to 2 of us? It
He
should
means
be-
himself and just
Yeah.
you and himself.
Well, both you and I have seen 5 Nazgul. Their true number is 9, as you well know. Before I can take my charges beyond Bree, I must know where the other 4 are hiding. Would you travel to the west and speak of Lengin, I sent him to Buckland to watch over Buckland
Every time you're going to do that now, aren't
to
you?
watch over a particular hobbit. But it seems that Mr. Underhill and his friends decided to take a different path and are now here under my protection. Still, Lengling may know the whereabouts of the remaining Nazgul. He camps on the rise just north of Buckland Gate and may have seen something that will aid me. You must hurry. I cannot afford to delay here overly long. Let us go. Let us go. Let's go talk to Mr. Langlin.
Sure. Wherever he is.
He's to the west, just north of Buckland.
You can have fun saying that, aren't you?
So if you turn left here, you can exit through this door. You walk through the kitchen, and you walk out this door here.
After the drunk, just ignoring the drunken traveller.
Ignore the
who's
drunken
dancing in the kitchen.
Yes. Then we come out the back of the pony. So actually, the layout of the pony is very weird, because there's no way that. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
Don't go into it.
Okay. Right. So let's look on the map. We are going to go.
I'm going to get my horse out ready.
Yes, probably best. So the main story,
ahead.
is all the way over here in Buckland, just to the northwest Old Forest.
Have you noticed who's walking past us? Sorry, that's a little immature, but it was funny.
I think his parents weren't expecting him. Let's put it that.
No, they were not.
And you know what? It looks like he's named after my cat. Because my cat is just a demon. So
He's special.
the main story takes us over here, but we're going to do no time for tours. We've got 3 camps to clear out. We're going to go take out these 3 camps. The first one is just to the north. There's a little work site just to the north. We're going to go help that ranger out. And then once we help the ranger out, we'll then move on to the others. As per usual, once we find a place, we get to a new location, we'll talk about a bit of the lore. The lore is overarching. If there's more to it, we can talk about it. If it's not, then we'll just glance over it. Or I'll just go onto a tangent
We've
for
gone
5
to a
minutes.
tangent again about something completely different.
Yeah, something very different. Oh, this guy looks cool.
It's a very cool looking cape.
He's a Bjornin.
Meanwhile, I look like a mushroom.
Yeah, there's not a mushroom in this conversation for that.
No.
So what's that? Greenway Crossing. There's probably some lore about Greenway Crossing, but you know what? I'm not going to talk about it. So this area is quite interesting. So you've got the Wildwood up here. This is like a high, kind of high leveled area.
Branches.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab some barrel iron over here as well. So we're going to grab some iron and some loot as well. Let's talk about a bit of how Bree's split up. If you've never seen Bree before, you don't know how it works. It's a bit wonky. So new players, you go straight, if you're from any other zone, normally to the west, from Ered Luin or the Shire, you come straight across this road here into Bree and you start your main story. If you're a human or some hobbit races, I think the hobbits, no, those are dwarves. There's a hobbit faction which you start over in the other side of the Misty Mountains. You start, where are you? You do your intro.
All hobbits.
You do your intro here, maybe. You do your intro somewhere around here, and then once you do your intro, I think you get dumped in Archet. So Archet
Literally,
is
just there you go.
you physically do get dumped, yeah.
Yeah.
So you do your little story in Archet. Also, if you're Bjorn and you start in Archet as well. You do a story in Archet. It's all about these black wolds. Down here, you want to take out these black wolds that are raiding the town. The town gets attacked, the town gets destroyed. And then that's your intro. Then from there you go to Coombe, and you go into Chetwood. Once you've done Coombe and Chetwood, then go to Staddle. Do a few quests in Staddle. You do a lot of running around Midgewater Marshes. That's why we're not going to go and do this low level area, because there's a lot of running around. Not really much content. That's rich coming from me, because all I'm doing is talking. And it's... Yes. I know my voice is very soul destroying.
I disagree.
So you got Chief Watcher Grimbriar. No time for tours.
What's your name?
I'm short of officers, newcomer. If you are here to aid me in my fight against the outlaws of the Bree Fields, I welcome you without reservation. My friend Lothar. Lothar? I think that's a shout out to World of Warcraft. Or it could just be a generic name. Fine.
Well, they have a Geralt in this, don't they?
Geralt, yes, in Mosswood. My job is to guard Bree. I don't have the men to waste patrolling the countryside, but of late I have heard reports of brigade raids near and around the town. So I moved to this location to keep a closer watch. I need someone to look into these rumours, and I've the coin to spare if anyone willing to help. There have always been, not many coins, just only 1 silver, but fine. There have always been a few outlaws in the hills and the dales to the north of the town, but it seems that recently they've grown both more numerous and more bold. If you can find out what is going on, it would be appreciated. Careful though. Once these outlaws would have fled any armed man, but now they are more prone to attack without warning. The farm across the road... Oh, I thought he was going to say something like... Turkeys! I don't
No,
know.
I was looking at his name. I'm imagining him as a shark.
Joe, what shark... Park that. Remind me about the guy's name in a second, this quest name. The farm across the road seems to be overrun by brigands. You could start your investigation there. And Loafer Ironbrand. Talk to the Smiths of Bree. Hail, good fellow.
Oh, good lady to me, he says.
Milady.
Milady.
I was wondering if you could help me with a bit of a problem.
No.
It seems that no sooner did I set my latest blade out to cool than someone stole it. Must have burned their hand. I didn't see who made off with the sword, but I suspect it was one of those mansmiths. Mansmiths back on the menu, boys. Working out of Thornleys. Their craft is nothing like dwarf craft, and likely their jealousy of my workmanship moved one of them to steal my blade. If I were able to ask them about my blade, they would just ignore me. You, although, by the look of you, are a great warrior.
Thank you.
You're more of a lore master than a warrior, but fine. If you were
I'm just
to
doing my
ask
best.
them, doing my part, ask them about my blade, they'll be honest with you. How about it? Can you find my stolen blade? Yeah, sure.
Try.
So
You
we've
seem
got
nice.
just to the north. We've got both these quests. So this quest here, Sharky's men, right here.
Is he a shark?
No. Do you know what? Joe, and do you know anything that you've got a tree just there that you can go grab? Do you know anything about who Sharky is?
No.
Well, let me teach you this one.
Tangent number 2. Here we go.
So Sharky. Let me just double check this.
I'm just trying not to make eye contact with the Splinter Tusk. They don't seem to like me very much.
Okay, I may be wrong. But I'm pretty sure Sharky is a reference to Saruman. Because Saruman, when he falls from grace, he tries to take over the Shire and Bree. And he raises an army up. And I'm pretty sure his name is Sharky. The name he goes by, the pseudonym. I'm pretty sure that's who he goes by. So we're just going to grab some iron. There's some more branches over here as well. That's why I like Northern Bree, or this part of Bree, because not many people come here, so you get a lot of items. Just here.
1 second. I just lost my horse in the water.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sharky is. Apparently, this guy's level 120. I don't think it's the right Sharky I'm looking at. That's Sharky and. This is more like it. Sharky's lieutenant.
There was a bridge there the entire time I could have used.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I was right. So now I'm looking on the Wikipedia of who Sharky is. So we need to take out some of these raiders to hopefully get some evidence of their loyalty. Who are they fighting for? As we do this, so Sharky was the name of Saruman he had used as the boss of the ruffians. So whether he... Because we don't actually physically fight Sharky. We just fight as lieutenants in this quest line. And so it never... There, I've got the item. You have it as well. Good.
Cool.
So we can now... We'll head back to the site in a second. Just gotta head north and go argue with these smiths to see who stole this sword.
Hang on. I need to get my horse out because you're running fast again.
I'm Sonic.
You are Sonic. For
Well,
some reason.
I'll keep fighting some of these boars then.
You mean the ones that really don't like me?
Yes.
I don't know why they don't like me so much. I didn't do anything to them.
This boar's quite tanky actually. What difficulty do you have this on? 4+1, so 5.
It wasn't that hard.
Well, actually, we are now fighting enemies that are on our level, whereas before we were fighting enemies weaker than us. So it's kind of caught up. Yeah, so Sharky was the name that Saruman had used as the boss of the ruffians. So after the fall of Isengard, he then used the last stages of the War of the Ring to gather a group of ruffians working for Sharky. They took over the Shire. So I thought I'd recognise the name, and I did.
You're right.
Yay!
Yay!
Super smart. Right.
Super smarties.
Kenton Thistleway.
How can I be of
What?
service?
A stolen sword stolen from a dwarf? I don't know what you are talking about. Please, go away. I don't know anything about it. Kenton mopes his brow nervously. Yes, I admit it. I took it. Please, don't tell the constable, please. I did it to save my family, see? A brigand named Nate. He had told me that he would hurt my family unless I made a sword for their captain, Blake. But I didn't have the iron to forge one, and I was desperate to save my family, so I took the dwarf's sword. Nate said that before he gave the sword to Blake, he was going to test the blade against the workers at the site of Thornley's silo, just before the graveyard at the Boar Hollow. If you find him, there might be a way to convince him to return Lothar's sword and leave my family alone. What do you say?
Sure.
So we have to go find Nate. Now, I want to set matters right, I do. And maybe you can help me do that. See? Like I said before, Nate said that he was going to give the sword to Blake, but first he was going to test it against the workers at the unfinished silo site to the east. The site is just before the graveyard, on top of the Hollow of the Boars, next to the graveyard, on top of the Hollow of the Boars, next to the graveyard. He said it like 4 times. So we're going to go to the graveyard next to the site of the Hollow of the Boars.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, there's some trees over here first. And I'm going to go.
Boar's time.
I'm going to go grab this iron. And we just did a bit of what did we do?
Farming?
Yeah.
Well, you farmed some, or I farmed some. Well, I found some trees.
So we did some
Trees.
gathering of some items. Because we're gonna, between now and the next episode, we're gonna go back to the previous zones that we started in and just get our apprentice of all of our crafting recipes up to maximum, so we can start working on the rest.
Nate doesn't look too good.
No. I saw that he's not doing too well because there's saw next to him. Do you get it?
I do.
Did you get the joke?
I do.
As you kneel to examine Nate, it is clear that he is quite dead.
Not just a little bit.
Yeah.
Quite dead.
His hand grasps the hilt of a sword, but the blade has snapped off and is nowhere to be found. You take the hilt from the dead brigand's hand. Right, I have to go take this back to Kenton, which is just over here.
I'm guessing he didn't finish it, that's why it snapped.
No, it may have just... well, you wouldn't have... So if it's waiting for it to cool. So, a little bit about metallurgy here and how to actually make metal and stuff. So, when you quench a sword... So, we're saying his sword is still cooling down. Just there to the right. Yeah, so as a sword is cooling down, so how do you make weapons? So, you use the forge to superheat items, so you superheat the metal, then you use an anvil to then shape it. As he said it was cooling down. He got better attacking. As he said the sword is cooling down, that means that it hadn't gone through the full quenching process. So
That's what I mean.
when you're making, well, that badge got decimated.
Shut up.
So when you heat up a sword, you then want to quench it. When you quench it in water, it's called, what are you doing there? You harden the steel, you harden the metal. So you're essentially changing the molecules of the atoms of the metal.
Akin to oil and water for clenching.
You don't
Quenching.
need oil. It depends the temperature of what you... You don't need oil. Water's normally all you need. The reason why you'd use oil is to determine how strong you want the hardening to work, because oil can be at different temperatures. So then you quench it. You do that a few times to do the hardening process after you've shaped it on an anvil. And once you've done that, then you'd have to sharpen it. So there's no point having a blade without a sharpened side.
How can I
So
be of service?
as the blade is still cooling off, that means he hasn't finished the quenching. because the quenching cools it off. So he was still in the process of making the weapon, therefore
It wasn't
finished.
finished.
And if it's not sharpened, it'll just snap. Because you're hitting them with a bit of metal. What? The blade broke and Nate is dead? Oh, this is bad, very bad. What if Blake comes looking for his sword? I won't have one to give him, and they'll do something terrible to my family. I need a sword to give him. If only I had another blade to give them. Wait, do you think Lothar would make another one? If you explain the situation to him, my family is in danger. Please, could you ask him? Yeah, sure. I guess we can help you out.
Just because you seem to be doing it for the right reasons, just don't steal stuff.
Yeah, if
If you just spoke to him, he probably would have given it to you.
you're doing it for the right reasons, but you're going about it in the wrong way.
Very wrong way.
So we're going to hand in these 2 quests, and then there's a bear mother. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. We're going to hand in these 2 quests, and we'll probably call this episode here. So we won't grab the next quests, because we can talk about the next quest in the next episode. I was just talking to Mrs Rothmer just off camera then. So we're gonna, when we unlock the Barrow Downs, or when we get to the Barrow Downs with the story, we're probably gonna farm the reputation, because the reputation hub in south of Bree down here, these Men of Bree reputation, we can farm that quite effectively. Once we have full reputation with the Men of Bree, we'll be able to buy the fastest horses, or faster horses.
What is the meaning of this?
Another blade? He cannot be serious. I'm already behind on other work, and now I must forge a new blade for Chief Watcher Grimbriar. Time is precious. Why precious? Don't give it... Where are you going? You're miles away.
Follow your little green dot.
Time is precious. Don't give it away for nothing. My father used to say. Lothar cuts himself off. Lost in thought for a moment, then continues. Actually lost my father to brigands a few years back. Wouldn't wish that on anyone. Blah. Give me the hilt. I must be going soft. I'll do it to keep his family safe, but he's going to have to do something in exchange. Right, we won't grab the next quest. We'll talk through the next quest next episode. And Sharky's men. Since when are outlaws able to afford such things as medallions? Even the constables don't have badges. And who is this Sharky fellow anyway? This is very disturbing. Your finds seems to suggest an organisation that I haven't seen before in these brigands.
I wonder who
Then
it could be.
Shadow of the White Hand, that's pushing it more towards, I don't know, maybe Mr. Sauron? Because he's obviously got the White Hand. It's fine, I'm just going to go grab this. So we'd end this episode here. So what have we managed to do? Oh, there's a big branch here, you might want this one. It's a very, very heavy one.
It's a good branch.
So we've done some of the story in Breetown. We haven't progressed as much as I'd like to have, but we've still progressed, which is always fun. And between now and the next episode, we will just go and do some crafting off camera. She left. Oh, we're just walking around the bear, Roger. So we're
I
going
want
to
branch first.
do some crafting off camera, and we'll be ready for next week as we continue to make our way through Bree. Also, if you made it this far, 1, thank you very much, and 2,
Hope you enjoyed the tangents.
yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tangents, and 3, I haven't forgotten about my hardcore Bjornim. There might not be a video out of it this week. I'm tempted to stream some of the hardcore Bjornin, but I want to get a few other streams out of the way before I go back to my hardcore. So the hardcore Bjornin is still going. He hasn't perished. He's in Moria, having a great time. He's enjoying the company of the orcs, goblins, and the dwarves. So, made this far. Thank you very much for watching. Me and Lion Woman
Mellowy.
are going to go and farm, do some crafting, and we'll see you next week in the next episode of Slow Time Lord of the Rings Let's Play the Game.
Sure.
It's got a ring to it.
Kind of.
Kind of. Right, have a wonderful day, and peace out.